My days were increasingly dictated by my stomach's whims. It felt like my life revolved around managing this constant discomfort. By lunchtime, without fail, my abdomen would swell, sometimes visibly, making me incredibly self-conscious. This made work and social events a constant struggle. I'd find myself making excuses to avoid gatherings, dreading the inevitable discomfort. The embarrassing gas and general discomfort made me increasingly anxious and self-conscious about my body. It was a vicious cycle. I'd meticulously pick outfits, always prioritizing comfort and coverage, desperately trying to hide my bloated belly. Style was a distant second. It was all about damage control. One afternoon, I sat in a crucial office meeting, barely able to focus on the discussion as the pressure in my gut relentlessly built up. I was in agony. Evenings were consistently the worst. After dinner, I'd immediately change into loose, comfortable clothes and lie on the couch, desperately hoping for some relief from the bloating. Friends frequently invited me out for dinner or drinks, but I often declined, feeling far too uncomfortable and self-conscious to join any social gathering. I started fearing food itself, scrutinizing every single meal, desperately trying to identify the potential culprit behind my bloating. My relationship with eating transformed into something stressful, confusing, and fraught with anxiety. I felt like my own body was actively working against me, betraying me at every turn. I knew deep down that I simply couldn't continue living this way, constantly battling my own digestive system. Something had to fundamentally change. I desperately needed to feel comfortable and confident in my own skin again. The constant discomfort was far more than just physical. It weighed heavily on my mind every single day, casting a shadow over everything I did. I was utterly tired of feeling sluggish, uncomfortable, and constantly drained by this invisible yet persistent problem. I desperately wanted my energy levels and my lost sense of confidence back. I finally realized that I had to take control of the situation and actively find a real, lasting solution. No more passively letting bloating dictate the course of my life and hold me back from enjoying it. It was undeniably time to reclaim my overall well-being and take charge of my health. I searched everywhere for answers, endless scrolling, countless articles, and so many conflicting opinions. It felt like a maze of information, each path leading to a different product or promise. Supplements, restrictive diets, promising quick results but demanding unsustainable sacrifices, miracle pills. The market was flooded with them, each claiming to be the ultimate solution. But I didn't want to rely on products or unsustainable plans. I realized that true health wasn't about chasing the latest fad. I wanted a natural, simple solution that empowered me, something that felt authentic and aligned with my body's natural rhythms. My goal: small, manageable lifestyle changes to support my digestion. I wanted to focus on nurturing my body from the inside out. I believed my body could find balance if I gave it the right support. It was about creating an environment where my body could thrive. This mindset shift was a turning point. I started to see health as a journey, not a destination. I stopped chasing quick fixes and focused on foundational wellness. I decided to prioritize long-term health over instant gratification. That's when I found MedNest, a site dedicated to practical, natural health solutions. Their approach resonated deeply with me. Their philosophy matched mine's: simple routines, not expensive products. It was a refreshing perspective in a world obsessed with consumerism. Their advice was clear, actionable, and achievable. Finally, information I could easily integrate into my daily life. I started listening to my body instead of fighting it, paying attention to its signals and responding with kindness. Small, consistent efforts became my new approach, building healthy habits one day at a time. I knew it would take patience, but I finally felt hopeful. This was a sustainable path forward. I wasn't looking for a temporary fix. I wanted lasting well-being, a foundation of health that would support me for years to come. I was ready to heal with simplicity, mindfulness, and self-awareness. No more desperation, just gentle, deliberate steps, each step bringing me closer to a healthier, happier me. This was the start of my journey back to health. The very first change I implemented might seem almost too simple, too basic to make a real difference. But every single morning, without fail, I drank a large glass of warm lemon water. It became a ritual, a promise to myself. It gently woke up my digestive system, preparing it for the day ahead, and of course, it thoroughly hydrated me after sleep. Following the lemon water, I incorporated just 5 minutes of gentle stretching. No need for a gym membership, no complicated equipment, just a mat and a few basic yoga poses that I could easily do at home. These simple movements gently massaged my internal organs and helped to ease any trapped gas that might have accumulated overnight. It wasn't about burning a ton of calories or pushing myself to the limit, but about mindfully starting my day in a positive and nurturing way. This simple 10-minute ritual made me feel noticeably lighter, both physically and mentally. And it gave me a greater sense of control over my body and my well-being. On the days that I consistently followed this routine, I noticed a significant reduction in bloating, and I felt a noticeable surge in my overall energy levels throughout the day. Over time, with consistent practice, it became second nature, an ingrained habit. It transformed into a non-negotiable part of my daily routine, something I looked forward to each morning. Healing and feeling better didn't have to involve complex procedures or expensive treatments. Sometimes the smallest, most consistent actions can make the biggest difference in the long run. This simple morning ritual was my very first building block on the path to a bloat-free and more vibrant life. Next, I changed how I ate, not just what I ate. I made every meal a seated, distraction-free experience. I slowed down, chewed thoroughly, and let digestion start in my mouth. This simple habit meant less work for my stomach and less bloating. I learned to eat until satisfied, not stuffed, checking in with my hunger halfway through. Mindful eating helped me reconnect with my body's cues. I also added peppermint tea after meals to relax my stomach and ease gas. This soothing ritual prevented evening bloating. Conscious nourishment replaced mindless eating. These small changes transformed my digestion and comfort. Combining these habits, lemon water stretching, mindful eating, and peppermint tea, changed everything. My daily bloating vanished, my energy soared, and I felt comfortable in my body again. No pills, no expensive supplements, just simple, consistent habits. True wellness came from foundational routines, not quick fixes. If you're struggling, you're not alone. Reliable resources like MedNest can help. Visit mednest.site for practical, natural health advice. Join the MedNest Circle newsletter for ongoing support and tips. Small, gentle changes can truly transform your well-being one step at a time.